Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my WrestleMania 42 Night 1 review. So, start out, what did I think of the Premium Live event? I thought the event was okay. It did not feel like a WrestleMania, to be honest with you. It felt like an episode of Raw, but it wasn't a bad show. It was okay. But it wasn't WrestleMania, if that makes any sense. I just didn't feel the WrestleMania energy and the vibe tonight. So, to get started, I'm going to review the first match of the night. The first match of the night was the Usos and LA Knight versus Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Speed. This was Speed's first match in WWE. He had been training with Randy Orton. There was videos of it. Looked like a pretty promising star. I don't know. Um, how was the match overall? The match was all right. It didn't feel exciting until the match literally ended. There was Speed, I think, did his job very well. I mean, he didn't wrestle like a ton, but I thought for what they gave him, he did pretty good. He sold pretty good. He got to do a he slammed LA Knight onto the mat, and LA Knight no sold it. And I think his reaction to the moves and just his expressions, I thought were really good. I don't think he did terrible for what he was given. So I got to give him credit for that. I thought everyone did an all right job. I didn't really think this match was really memorable until the end when the match ended. So it ended with Speed pushing into Theory and Logan Paul, and Logan Paul was knocked out of the ring, and LA Knight hit Speed, and Theory was down on the mat. He was the legal man. LA Knight hit the BFT on Theory. 1, 2, 3. Usos and LA Knight win the match. After the match, Logan Paul attacked Speed, and he was going to put Speed through a table. The Usos and LA Knight saved Speed. They started beating up on Logan Paul, and they put him on the table, and they told Speed to go on the turnbuckle. He Speed he does a splash on Logan Paul through the announcer's table, and the baby faces are celebrating with like the yeets and stuff like that. And yeah, it was all right. The ending was more entertaining than the match, but it wasn't a terrible match. Didn't feel like a WrestleMania match, if you ask me. What was the next match of the night? Next match of the night was Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. This match was fun. It was a fun little back and forth match. They used steel chairs, they used tables, they used turnbuckle. They used a lot of stuff. It was a fun match. I've seen, better unsanctioned matches. Even they're not really matches. They are, but they're not official, I guess. I don't know. Um, Jacob Fatu won, doing his sunset flip to Drew through the table or whatever that finishing move is. Moonsault, that's what it was. He gave a moonsault to Drew through a table. 1, 2, 3. Jacob Fatu is your winner. It was all right. It was a decent match. It was pretty fun. I'd say that was all right. Um, the next match of the night was the women's tag team championship match, which is a four-way. It was Lash Legend, Nia Jax, were the women's tag champions versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And the Bella Twins were the fourth group in the match, but Nikki Bella has a leg injury. So Nikki could not compete. She had surgery 2 weeks ago. So she had a replacement partner. So Brie Bella's replacement partner was the returning Paige, the former Saraya from AEW. Paige has come back to the WWE. She teamed with Brie. The match was all right. You know, everyone got to play their part in the match. Nothing really crazy came out during this match. Match ended with Nikki Bella using her crutches on Charlotte. She hit Charlotte with the crutches. Alexa was trying to do her finisher off the top rope. She hit it. Paige reversed with her knees. Paige hit the Rampage 1, 2, 3. Paige and Brie Bella are your new women's tag team champions. It was all right. I'm not a big fan of women's wrestling, but it wasn't terrible. It was quick. A lot of these matches were very quick, and that was a problem I had with this show. Really bad problem. We had Becky versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Champion. AJ is the Intercontinental Champion, so she has beaten Paige 3 times, once in a singles match. She beat Becky for the belt. She beat her in a War Games match, submitting her. She beat her again the first time in a mixed tag match with Punk and Seth. So Becky does not have a great track record against AJ Lee. This match was not my favorite. Not terrible, but not like I'm not the biggest AJ Lee fan in the ring. I think Becky's better. Becky's great. I really like Becky. I have nothing really against AJ Lee. I'm just not the greatest fan of her. Um, Becky did a really good job doing as a heel. She's great. I think they made the right decision by putting the belt on her. How she won it was she used she opened up the turnbuckle pad and exposed the metal, and she used that and pushed AJ Lee into it and hit her finishing move on AJ Lee. 1, 2, 3. You got your new women's Intercontinental Champion. So Becky wins. It was all right. Nothing special. It's like I said, I'm not the biggest women's wrestling fan, but I'm glad they put the belt back on Becky because I think Becky really has elevated the women's Intercontinental title. It's unfortunate that the women's U.S. title's not on here, but that's the booker's problem. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it was not terrible, but it's more of like a bathroom break match. I don't know. Uh, what was the next match of the night? The next match of the night was I think it was Seth Rollins and Gunther. This was a fun little match. They both Gunther's a great technical wrestler. This was an interesting match because in this match you have to protect Gunther and you could protect Seth. So this match wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Seth and Braun. Braun got injured. Seth has been injured with the shoulder or tricep. Seth got cleared a couple weeks ago. And they unfortunately, WWE doesn't know how to book Gunther properly after retiring Goldberg, Cena, and AJ Styles, which is crazy. So in this match, this was very hard for me to predict because you want to protect one guy or you got to protect the other. Now, Seth Rollins is already a made star. I think that he takes the L personally. I don't hate that they made Gunther win the match. I think that was the better booking decision. They made a really good decision by protecting Gunther because you can't afford Gunther to lose to Seth. I'm sorry. Nothing against Seth. I love Seth. So the match was very good. They hit their finishers, decent wrestling. It wasn't like a hardcore wrestling match. It was kind of like they tried making this like a heated like battle between these two to prove who was the best. Even though the storyline made absolutely no sense personally, but what can you do? So in the match, Gunther and Seth, Seth is about to beat Gunther. He puts him through the announcer's table. And then we have the returning Braun Breaker come through the entrance and spears Seth Rollins. He throws Seth in the ring. Gunther wakes up. He goes in the ring. He chokes out Seth Rollins. Gunther is your winner by submission. Puts Seth Rollins to sleep with the sleeper hold. I thought this was great. It was a good booking decision from Triple H. After the match, Seth gets out the ring, stunned and stuff because of the match, and Breaker comes back, runs down the entrance ramp, spears him, and he says something on the lines of like, "You should have taken me out when you had the chance." It's something like that. Um, I thought this was really well done. This whole match and segment. I predicted that Braun was going to come out and cost him the match. It only makes the rivalry even more heated. I'm looking forward to their match. They made the right decision by protecting Gunther. I think that was a smart booking decision. Yeah, we'll see what happens in their future feud. These matches were not very long. They could have been a lot longer. I don't know why, but WWE was on a massive time crunch, and that's the problem. This company has a lot of issues just booking wise and being completely greedy. But what can you do? There's only so much you can do in these premium live events. Or I haven't been impressed with these pay-per-views or premium live events as they're called nowadays. Um, the next match we had was Stephanie McCare versus Liv Morgan. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not care for Liv's entrance. I ended up going to having some dinner. I had some McDonald's, and I had to go to the bathroom. And their entrances were going on, um, I was not excited for this match. I haven't been excited. I saw that when Stephanie Vaquer pushed Liv into Roxanne, they had those brutal bumps on their heads. Oh, that was rough. Like, that was rough. So, yeah, I wasn't very excited for this match. Personally, I just don't care. I just don't really care. I mean, I like both of them, but this build up hasn't been great at all. This has been a chaotic year. I thought the match was super short. It was like I think it was like 7 minutes, which is crazy for a women's world title match. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's a problem. So I can't really remember much about this match. I just remember the Judgment Day, the remaining members of the Judgment Day. So we got Roxanne and Raquel were there helping Liv out, distracting Stephanie. Typical heel fashion. I hated this. Stephanie Vaquer took out both of them, but she got distracted and she got thrown into the steps. Liv hit her finishing move on Stephanie. 1, 2, 3. New women's world champion. Don't really care. I mean, I'm happy for Liv. I think Liv deserves it. I think she deserves a proper heel run with that title. There was nothing special about this match. I think they made Stephanie Vaquer look like a complete idiot. Personally, wasn't impressed with that at all. I was very disappointed. It was a very short match, which is disrespectful to the woman, if you ask me. Like, they deserved longer. They're both, especially Stephanie Vaquer, great wrestler. She's a really good wrestler. I wish they booked her title reign better. But that's her problem. That's the issue that I have with this company is how they book some of the women's wrestlers, some of the titles. It's criminal. Like, how is Tiffany Stratton and Julia not on the card? Like, they're great wrestlers. And you're waiting on a SmackDown? Not even Io Sky was on the show. What is up with that? Like, it's 6 matches and you cut them short because of time, but it's 2 nights and you can't fill in like maybe 2 women's matches? Something. Like Triple H, like, I respect you, but get your shit together. How is Io not on this card, especially Tiffany Stratton? Tiffany Stratton was one of the world champions last year. She was the women's champion. The next year, she's not even on the card. How does that work? Like, what are we doing? Learn your lesson. Like, what are we doing? That's just shame. But we have all these celebrities on here. Freaking shame. Freaking shame. So, the main event, this was the match that I was really looking forward to until they put Pat McAfee on this. I think they made the right decision by turning Randy heel. I think we need a big heel on SmackDown. We had Drew, but Drew is upper mid-card level champ. I'm upset with what they did with Drew. Them not walking into WrestleMania as the champ kind of bothers me, but what can you do? I thought Cody's entrance was really cool. It showed you like him from like 2007 when he was like a rookie. Then it went to his like 2011 Undashing Cody Rhodes where he had the face mask and stuff. That's my favorite version of Cody Rhodes. I thought that was really cool. And then we had the Stardust, which is, I don't like Stardust. I don't care for that gimmick. It's cringe. And then it goes from the undesirable to undeniable Cody Rhodes. finish the story, Cody. And yeah, and then he came out with a cool little mask, like a skeleton mask, at his entrance, walked down, and then Pat McAfee came out first. I don't care for Pat McAfee. I don't hate him, but why was he in this feud? Makes no sense. He came out, then Cody, and then Randy came out, and they announced the wrestlers, and they call for Cody, and Pat McAfee takes the microphone. He's running his mouth on the crowd. Oh, you stupid fat slobs, or whatever he's saying to the people to gain heel heat. So Cody looks away, and Randy starts hitting Cody before the match starts pounding on him, pounding on him, pounding on him, beating him up. Grabs, trying to hold Cody so Pat cannot hit Cody, and Cody kicks Pat, knocks him out, goes out the ring. Randy throws Orton to the turnbuckle. He falls out the ring, and Pat McAfee's on the outside near the announcers table. Who pops up? Jelly Roll. The Jelly Roll puts Pat McAfee through the table using an elbow drop. There goes Pat McAfee. So then the match starts. In my opinion on this match, I thought this match was way better than their match at King of the Ring in 2025. I was very disappointed in their 2025 match at King of the Ring, the finals. This match was miles better. It was a very bloody match. Cody was working on Orton's back, good portion of the match. So Orton has a real life back injury. It almost cost him his career. Thought that was smart wrestling tactics. Orton was doing some heel tactics in the match, poking him in the eye. You had a bunch of like ref bumps. They hit they used both their finishers. There was at one point Orton used the crossroads on Cody. Cody used the RKO, and that was a clean RKO. I was very impressed with that RKO. So they were back and forth, beating each other, using their finishers, and the referee gets knocked down, and Orton's about to low blow Cody. Cody grabs him, and Cody low blows Randy Orton. He hits a crossroads on Randy. Randy kicks out. Cody tries to go for a Cody cutter, and Randy Orton reverses it and counters it into an RKO. It was awesome. An awesome moment there. So Pat McAfee does come back in the match later on as a referee, and he has like a neck brace or whatever on, and does that classic WrestleMania 24 reference where Charles Robinson's running down the long way while Undertaker's about to get a pin Edge. They do something like that. Pat McAfee goes, counts 1, 2. Cody kicks out. Randy Orton's shocked. Orton's pissed. What happens next? Randy Orton RKO's Pat McAfee. What I predicted needed to happen. So Orton's ready to, the match continues, and Orton's ready to RKO Cody. Cody reverses him. Cody hits a crossroads on Randy Orton. The referee's awake. Cody pins Randy. 1, 2, 3. Cody is still your undisputed WWE champion. After the match, Cody's celebrating. Randy Orton grabs the title from Cody, hits Cody with the title belt. Cody's down on the ground. Randy Orton is beating the hell out of Cody Rhodes. Randy gets up, goes in the corner, and punt kicks Cody Rhodes. With the title, he raises it. That's WrestleMania 42. So, you're probably asking, what do I think about WrestleMania 42 Night 1? Well, I have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. There was some entertaining moments, but my big issues with this card was the matches went by way too fast. They were on some form of time crunch, and that bothered me. Um, I didn't hate it. It didn't feel like WrestleMania Mania to me. Cena was hosting it. He actually opened the show. I forgot to say quick thoughts on that, but he did fine as a host. Um, oh, and Bianca came out too, and they announced that she's pregnant, and she announced that the record-breaking crowd or whatever. I don't know. I just didn't care for that part. I mean, good for her. I'm happy for her. Um, Cena did a pretty good job. Um, I don't know. It was an all right show. I wasn't excited. Just didn't feel like WrestleMania to me, and they need to work on that. But I'm a fan. Maybe night 2 will be better. Maybe I should review night 2. I thought it was an alright show. Didn't feel like a WrestleMania worthy, contender, but it wasn't, like, awful. Yeah, I'm hoping night 2 is better, so I have to give it about a 6.5 out of 10 for WrestleMania 42 night 1. That's my review. Thank you for, listening. Yeah, hope night 2 is better.